Well, the way I would put it is, normally, if you go through that kind of thing, you will have supporters who would feel that they should sympathize with you. But the fundamental problem I'm saying that it underlies is, there's a problem in Nigeria about consensus. It's almost like there's nothing important about what is going on, the circus around Ibori. There's nothing significant about that is unique about it. People tend to think that Nigeria is just like a helpless. How do I put it now? It's helpless, a lying prostrate. The patriotism is not there. People see Nigeria as, they can't identify with it much. They see it as, look, if you can help yourself, to this helpless being lying flat on the floor, do it, because others are also doing the same thing. I'm not in any way justifying anything, but the way they see the people celebrating is that, look, is he the only thief? Why is it that others that have stolen are getting away?
Let me just take it from you. Yes. So what then do you think this present administration will do, since you say is he the only thief? What do you think this present administration can do in its anti-corruption crusade to this case, particularly for Ibori and indeed other cases of alleged financial fraud against former governors? Some of them are still in the Senate. Now you're talking about, you spoke a while ago about zero tolerance. I think that should start with the government itself. And this is what I mean, why people will feel justified going about things this way. We read the newspapers every day, you hear of this government official being, being involved in this thing or the other, that is not too clean, in a situation where another crime, they will not even wait before they say, okay, I give up. Of course, there was an example that was laid a while ago by, I think, Dr. Muiz Banire of the APC, who was invited and then just decided to send in his letter of resignation. The president of the country needs to make it very clear that no matter who you are, no matter how close you are to me, I'm not going to tolerate this. When people begin to see, that it's not as firm as it should be with some people, they begin to read meanings. Is it because it's from one part of the country? Do you think Ibori will be tried when he comes back to Nigeria? Well, I don't work for the I don't work for the EFCC, and I cannot say whether it will be tried or not. I can't say that. Of course, there's the rumor that if you ask me whether they can try him, well, of course, yes, they can. But whether it will be tried, I don't know about that. Is the way and manner the government fighting corruption sustainable after the tenure of this present administration? Do you think it's sustainable? What's it doing different from what others have done? It's not doing anything different from what others have done. The fight against corruption has always been perceived as, the person in government using the institution or in the war, so-called war, against his opponents, which is unfortunate. For me, I belong to the school of thought that says, well, if you happen to be an opponent and you are caught, if you have not done anything wrong, no matter what, nobody will come after you. But if you want the people to key in, to follow you, to embrace it fully, so that you don't find the kind of thing you are now witnessing about some people celebrating our own Tifas is coming back with thank God, he's a jolly good fellow and singing and all that. If you want Nigerians to follow you completely, then you yourself must be completely committed to it. Any whiff of corruption surrounding any one of your officials, just get him off. Because the success of your government does not depend on one individual or the other. There are so many Nigerians out there who can serve this country very well, without allowing corruption around them. But when you have situations that you hear people, this one has done this one has done that, not even with this government, because the impression people had all along was that, look, many people who voted for this government felt that, look, there cannot be any tolerance of it. You can't even smell it around the government. But now you are not only, it's not just smell, it's putrefying, so to say, what you read in the papers about people grass cutting and all those other nonsense. James Ibori, he's a big political figure, major political figure, I might add. What do you think that the ruling party, for instance, and other parties will do when he comes back and knocking on their doorsteps? To do what? To become... well, if you watch,
it wasn't ever off from what we hear. If you watch if you listen to what is, I watch a clip on the social media about he's the only good person who is in jail and was making governor, making Senate president, making House of Rep, whatever, so on and so forth.
But those are purely allegations.
Well, the person saying it must know what he's talking about. So he really wasn't off. He wasn't off the, it's like being playing it from abroad. So
if he's playing it from abroad, and if those allegations are confirmed to be true, that means what should other political parties do when he comes knocking on their door to perhaps run for government?
The minute I knew nothing would change in Nigeria, despite the euphoria of the last time, was when you saw people migrating, a party promising change, and then you saw people migrating from the party that was supposed to be, bad, notorious people, let me put it that way, moving from that party and being welcomed, openly, and so on and so forth. So you knew that there wasn't anything that was going to change. So if he comes now, he's not going to be doing anything different from... There's nothing new that will happen. If he goes there, he will say, I want to come in, and they will say, you are welcome. They will even organize a press conference and all that for him.
That's your final word, yes. Mr. Olumide Fusika, for talking to us on State of the Nation on this very interesting development, the release of the former Delta State Governor, James Ibori. You're watching State of the Nation at this time. When we return after this break, the worsening situation for importers of vehicles through land borders is a recent government policy to curb illegitimate cars into the country. We'll take a look at that after this break. Stay with us.